I don't think there's any reason left not to celebrate the Chargers' victory against the Steelers. Not one, not two, not three, but fourfold happiness has come with this win. Yes, Week 10 didn't turn out to be just a simple regular season match. I'll explain everything, and I'm sure you'll be just as happy as I am. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Okay, let's start from the beginning and talk about how this game actually went down. Going into Sunday night, everyone knew this was a massive game for both teams. When I sat down to watch this game, I had that familiar mix of excitement and nervous energy that comes with being a Chargers fan. You know how the Chargers get choked in these kinds of important games. The Steelers came into LA with playoff aspirations of their own, and Aaron Rodgers was making his first trip to SoFi Stadium. You know how these primetime games go. They're supposed to be these offensive showcases, right? Well, this one turned into an absolute slugfest, and honestly, I loved every second of it. The first quarter was wild, man. We're talking about a 3-2 score at the end of the opening 15 minutes. I mean, when's the last time you saw that? It felt like we were watching a game from the 1950s or something. The Steelers kicked the field goal, then our defense got a safety when Khalil Mack absolutely destroyed Aaron Rodgers in the end zone. Rodgers fumbled, tried to recover it, and just got swallowed up for the safety. That's the kind of defensive intensity that set the tone for the entire night. Now, the offense took a little while to get going, I'm not going to lie. Justin Herbert and the guys were facing a really tough Steelers defense, and it showed early on. We were punting, they were punting, nobody could really get anything sustained going. But that's football sometimes, you know? Not every game is going to be this high-flying shootout. Sometimes you got to win ugly, and that's exactly what championship teams do. The second quarter is when things started to open up for us. Chris Boswell missed a 45-yard field goal for Pittsburgh, which was huge because that kept them from extending their lead. Then our offense finally put together a decent drive, and Cameron Dicker knocked through a 32-yard field goal to give us a 5-3 lead. But the real momentum shift came right before halftime.
R.J. Mickens, this sixth-round rookie safety, came up with a huge interception off Aaron Rodgers. And I gotta say, watching this kid make plays has been one of the pleasant surprises of the season. He read the route perfectly, jumped it, and gave our offense a short field to work with. Herbert and the guys took advantage of that opportunity and executed a beautiful 2-minute drill. And then Herbert hit Ladd McConkey in the end zone for a 15-yard touchdown with 12 seconds left in the half. We went into the locker room up 12-3, and you could feel the momentum completely on our side. Speaking of Ladd McConkey, holy cow, what a night this kid had. He finished with 107 yards and that touchdown on just 6 catches. This was his second 100-yard game of the season, and honestly, he's been getting better every single week. There was this one play in the fourth quarter where Herbert threw it to him on a short route, and McConkey just took off. 58 yards, man. He made guys miss, showed off that speed, and set us up in prime field position. That's the kind of explosive play that changes games. I've been saying all season that this kid is special, and he just keeps proving it over and over again. But let's talk about the defense for a minute, because they were absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they held Aaron Rodgers, a future Hall of Famer, to 161 passing yards. Do you know that's the second lowest passing total of his entire career? That's insane. They picked him off twice, got in his face all night long, and just made him uncomfortable. We had 5 sacks on the night. Khalil Mack had a sack and a forced fumble. Tuli Tuipulotu got after Rodgers. Bud Dupree came up with the sack. The defensive line was living in the backfield all night. And in the secondary, man, these guys were locked in. Dante Jackson got the second interception of the night in the fourth quarter, and it basically sealed the game. Rodgers tried to force something to Calvin Austin, Jackson jumped the route, and that was ballgame. Elijah Molden was all over the place making tackles. Cam Hart had a massive fourth down pass breakup in the end zone when the Steelers were threatening. Jesse Minter's defense has been incredible all season, but this might have been their best performance yet. They made a statement against a physical Steelers team that came in ready to brawl. Now, Kimani Vidal, this kid has been one of the best stories of our season. When Omarion Hampton went on injured reserve, Vidal has stepped up in a major way. He rushed for 95 yards and a touchdown, and he was running with power all night long. The Steelers have always been known for their physical, tough defense, but Vidal was matching their intensity and then some. That 2-yard touchdown run he had in the fourth quarter, he just lowered his shoulder and powered through like 3 defenders to get into the end zone. That put us up 22-3 and basically put the game on ice. This was his 3rd straight game with a rushing touchdown, and he's shown he can be a legitimate workhorse back in this league. Justin Herbert had a solid game too, finishing with 220 yards and a touchdown. This was his 4th straight game with at least 200 passing yards, which is a nice little streak he's got going. Now, there was a scary moment in the second quarter when Nick Herbert sacked Herbert from behind using what looked like a pretty blatant hip drop tackle. Herbert limped off, went to the sideline, got his ankle taped up, and then came right back out there and kept playing. That's the kind of toughness and leadership we need from our quarterback. He wasn't going to let some questionable tackle take him out of a big game like this. And honestly, after that happened, it felt like he was even more locked in. But okay, let's talk about the moment that made Chargers history. Keenan Allen, in the final minutes of the game, caught a short pass from Herbert, just a little dump-off, and with that reception, he passed Antonio Gates to become the franchise's all-time leader in receptions with 956. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how special that is? Antonio Gates is a legend, a future Hall of Famer, one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game, and Keenan Allen just surpassed him. That tells you everything you need to know about the career Allen has had with this organization. Through all the injuries, through the ups and downs, through multiple coaching changes and quarterback changes, Keenan has been consistent, reliable, and excellent. This record is so well-deserved, and I'm thrilled we got to see it happen in a big win on Sunday Night Football. Now, the Steelers did score a garbage time touchdown late in the fourth quarter to make it 25-10, but by that point, the game was already decided. Rodgers hit Roman Wilson for a 27-yard touchdown with under 3 minutes left, but our defense had already done their job. They held Pittsburgh to just 3 points through almost 57 minutes of game time. That's dominance. Cameron Dicker deserves a shout-out, too. He went 3 for 4 on field goals, including a monster 59-yarder in the third quarter. That kick was absolute money, and it extended our lead at a crucial time. His only miss was a 55-yarder that hit the upright, and honestly, you can't even be mad about that. The kid has been automatic for us all season. But here's where I got to pump the brakes a little bit and talk about the one major negative from this game. Oronde Gadsden II, our breakout rookie tight end, went down with a knee injury. He caught 3 passes for 13 yards before leaving the game and being listed as questionable to return. This is a tough blow, man. Gadsden has been such a revelation for us this season. Before this game, he had 32 catches for 2 touchdowns and was averaging over 14 yards per reception. He's been Justin Herbert's go-to target at the tight end position, and he brings this dynamic element to our offense that we really don't have with the other guys. Will Dissly was already inactive for this game, and Tyler Conklin hasn't really panned out the way we hoped when we signed him. So if Gadsden has to miss any time, that's going to hurt. We're already dealing with Omarion Hampton being on IR longer than expected, and now this. The injury bug just won't leave us alone. But let's get to the really exciting stuff, the playoff implications. We're now 7-3 on the season, but here's what makes this even better. While we were taking care of business against the Steelers, the Miami Dolphins went into Buffalo and upset the Bills. Nobody saw that coming. The Bills were heavy favorites, but Miami pulled it off, and that loss dropped Buffalo behind us in the playoff standings. So right now, as we speak, the Chargers are sitting in the 5th playoff spot in the AFC. We jumped Buffalo. That's huge, man. That's massive. And the playoff probability numbers? Chef's kiss. Before this game, we were sitting at about 76% chance to make the playoffs. After the win, we're now at 84%. That's an 8-point jump from one game. That shows you just how important this victory was. We're not just trying to sneak into the playoffs anymore. We're building something real here. At 7-3, we're in legitimate position to make a run at the division. And at worst, we're looking at a wild card spot with a real chance to do some damage in January. Looking ahead, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars next week on the road. Jacksonville hasn't had the season they were hoping for, but you can't overlook anybody in this league. We need to go down there, take care of business, and keep this momentum rolling. With the way our defense is playing right now, and with guys like McConkey and Vidal stepping up on offense, I really like where we're at. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, 4-fold happiness. We got the win, we got Keenan's historic moment, we jumped Buffalo in the standings, and our playoff odds are looking really, really good. Sure, the Gadsden injury is concerning, and we've got to hope Herbert's ankle is okay, but right now, I'm choosing to focus on the positives. This was a statement win on national television against a tough, physical Steelers team. We proved we can win ugly. We proved our defense can dominate, and we proved we're a legitimate playoff contender in the AFC.